Well, hello. Thought I'd do a little walking talk today. One of my neighbors yesterday said her notification bell hasn't gone off lately because I haven't traveled, and wondering if I was. So you know who you are. This was for you. I'm going to give a little tips and travel tips and how I get ready to travel, which is you got to train to travel and be sure you're in good shape, particularly if you're going on long distance trips. And I know a lot of people probably might not be interested, but just hang on and you might learn something. I'll give you some. I got a trip planned for next year already, so I've got to train to do that. I've lost a lot of muscle mass from not being able to get out and travel and do regular functional things. I want to thank people for still viewing the channel. Last month, I'm not traveling, but every month I get close to 500 views. And I know it has to do with the train travel. I know it has to do with train stations, even though it's not a train channel per se. That's what I get. So I appreciate that, all these views, and I'm not making any videos, but I will. So I'm training now. It's February like 17th or 18th, and I'm going to start walking some every day to get my body in shape, to get my muscle mass going, so I can be taking shorter trips. I do like. So anyway, what I do. Day before, I started 2 days ago. Day before yesterday, I went that way about, I don't know how far I went, probably a mile all the way. I'm used to going 4 miles before I got COVID, training my way up to 8 miles, but now if I can do a half mile to a mile, I'm fine. I went that way yesterday. The incline is too steep for me. So I'm going to go straight across the street. This is my neighborhood. I'm going to go straight across the street. Let me get the street here. I'm going to go this way because there's not that much incline. I'm not ready for the steps. Not ready to do steps. Whoop. Let me get my train. There's a guy walking his dog walker. So, I'll just tell you first, where am I going? I have made reservations, and I'm not 100% sure I will actually go because that's the way my life is right now. I appreciate those hanging in there with me that know that I am had COVID July 4th, 2020, so I'm coming up on 4 years, and I've got long COVID, which has turned into just in simple terms, because people don't know what long COVID is, and it's different for different people, but in simple terms is chronic fatigue syndrome, or you may know it's something similar to fibromyalgia, those kind of terms. So yeah, I'm going to walk in the street. This guy's walking 2 dogs. So I've had this a long haul. I do understand now what's wrong, what's going on. It's actually a nervous system dysregulation. So I have to get my mind talking to my body like it used to do. And we're getting there. So I'm plugging through, pushing through, not doing too much, doing what I can do. So yeah, so that's why I haven't been places. That's why. But in the event, I do train. Even when I went on the long distance trips, I trained, and I did a lot of walking, did a lot of stretching, did a lot of exercising because I was traveling in coach. Didn't take care of the nutritional part as well as I should have or could have, which now I've incorporated that into my regular life. I'm on the FODMAP diet, FODMAP, that my GI doctor put me on. That has made all the difference in the world. Get your GI tract in working order, then the rest of it kind of falls into place. Just a FYI if you've got problems in that category. Look into it. Talk to your doctor about it. But anyway, yeah. So I did do that particularly, and folks would say, well, I mean, I look at it, I'll watch the thru hikers. I love to hike, love to watch thru hikers. Right now they're starting the Appalachian Trail. I'm watching about a half a dozen right now. Watching those that go on the Pacific Crest Trail out west, or the Continental Divide Trail in the middle of the country. They go north to south, or south to north. So I do watch them, and they have to train. And it's a similar type thing. It does work on your body, unless you take frequent stops. Now I'm not speaking to flying, because I don't fly, and a lot of people do. If you fly, probably little of this is relevant to you. But if you want to ride the train and do a road trip, I would suggest doing frequent stops, doing frequent overnight stops, which I did not do. I went straight through, and that's a bit much on your body. I've had broken toes, I've lost toenails, I've gotten fluid all in my legs up to my knees. I've had upper respiratory infections. That's the last time I went anywhere. That was to the Pacific Northwest on the Empire Builder in the wintertime. I wanted to see some snow, so I did that. Last trip I took, I ended up in bed and at urgent care center, so I've learned my lesson about all that. So yeah, you have to train. I remember, and we don't talk anymore, and she's not going to listen to this, but at the time I went on my last trip, which was in December, Thanksgiving in early December of 2019, right before COVID. I was talking with someone who is a former professional athlete at the elite level, who asked me when I was on the train, why do I want to do this to my body? And I thought, and I said, do what? I'm just on a train. Now I know what she was talking about. It does wear you down, it does wear you out. I went 20,000 miles in a little over a year on a train, in coach. That's a bit much, and particularly the older you get. So go slower, but still be in as good a shape as you can be. Be cleared by your doctors before going. Know what your limitations are. So that's one thing. So that's why I'm walking. Trying to build up muscle mass, as I said. Trying to get my body in gear, like we're going to be moving. We're going to be moving more than just around the house moving. And it's good to be doing this anyway. So yeah. So, don't want to make this too long, but where am I going? What I've made reservations for next January 2025, first week of January, is to go to Washington, D.C. for a week. That Union Station, I know a lot of people love my videos about the train stations. They get a lot of views. I've seen about all the ones in North Carolina I want to see, but one. And I'll try to make that trip between now and then. I'm hoping to go to shorter trips before I make this long. And it's not that long, but 6 hours on a train right now for me is going to be long. And anyway, getting back to train stations, Union Station in Washington, D.C. happens to be my favorite one. Haven't shown it to you. I've never thought to take a video when I was there. I was just usually there for a couple of hours waiting to take a train to Chicago. So I was concentrating on resting more more than walking around filming. But if I stay a week, it's a beautiful place. I think DC is a beautiful place anyway. Beautiful city. So I've got that planned, sort of planned as side trips. Maybe take the train to suburbs and at least go to the stations. Show you some more stations. I like history. I like old architecture. So I've kind of got that on my back burner to do also. But if not, just chill out in DC, do some videos. They're around the train station. I found out there are a lot of museums and things I didn't even know about. We're close. I mean, I knew about the museums. I didn't realize that they were close to the train station. I might do some of that. So that's what the trip is that I have made for myself, is to hang out in DC first week of January for a week, 2025, with some smaller trips in between. And try to do train stations. I was going to go to downtown Raleigh the other day and just walk around some places I'd like to go, some places I'd like to go eat, show you, but they had a shooting down there in the middle of daylight. Wasn't the normal kind of crime shooting. It was domestic, I think, I'm not sure. But that kind of, it's kind of hard to plan, to be honest. It's kind of hard to plan where to go, where you're going to be safe. I'm not up for being in the middle of a shooting spree. Seems like it happens more and more. So I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. If that can happen first thing in the morning in broad daylight and in a nicer part of town, I don't know. So that's it. This is longer than I probably wanted it to be. I'm taking a little walk. This is my neighborhood. This will end up being close to a mile walk, but it's cold today, brisk. These are the type days I can walk. The air is nice to breathe in. Yesterday was a little bit much. So anyway, thank you for hanging in there. This is, got any questions, just ask. This is what I'm planning to do. My big trip will be in a year. I'm going to work my way into being able to do that with just training. And I do recommend train if you're going to do a long distance trip or take frequent overnight stops. And just take your time. It's going to cost a lot more money, but take your time. In the long run, it won't be, because you'll be taking care of your body, which I did not do when I was traveling before, and I have since learned to do. So hit the subscribe button. It helps if you hit the not subscribe button, but it helps if you do click the like button. Helps with YouTube showing videos. Keeps me motivated to do more videos. So yeah, until next time, I want everybody to stay safe.